Enjoy watching. 2 years ago, Case Walker was an unemployed homeless man. However, an experienced fighter got a second chance and again participates in fights. The Case easily made an opponent, but the manager refused to continue working with him because the ward defeats other fighters too quickly. Because of this, it is difficult for Case to find new rivals. Case met his old friend Brody James. The man feels sorry for Case. He's such a talented fighter, but he's going to get hurt in poverty. A friend will help him earn extra money. The next time they met was at a nightclub. To hit the jackpot, Brody signed a contract with the promotion at Mortal Kombat. In 6 weeks, there will be a fight against the real monster Cesar Braga, for which Brody will receive $2 million. Brody's per-woman is flirting with Case. Her name is Misha. Our hero noticed two strange types in the parking lot. They ran into Brody. Allegedly, he kissed the wife of one of them. The compromising material was going to be filmed. Case helped out a friend and took him home. The next morning, Brody was a cucumber and asked Case to help him prepare for a future fight to be held in Thailand. The big guy was met at the airport and brought to a cheap hotel. The owner of the promotion, Hugo Vega, introduced two heavyweights to journalists. Cesar Braga, nicknamed the Psycho, received special attention. Vega does not forbid its fighters to take doping, they say. Thanks to it they will be stronger, and the fights are more spectacular. The audience will be satisfied. The journalist asked Braga a question about his wife, who sued the bully for beatings. He got angry and wanted to tear up the journalist. As you can see, guys, this is going to be a great fight. The Psycho had to be taken out of the hall. He continued to rage and demolish the restroom. Case found a local gym. Its owner Matt Ramos became bullish and did not let the Case near the equipment. He was not upset and, for old time's sake, picked up all sorts of garbage at the nearest landfill. With the help of an old tire, a bag of gravel, boards, and beer bottles, he set up a homeless training area for himself. Ties scratch turnips and wonder what this beggar visitor is doing. The beginner's training was ridiculed by the audacious fighter Cobra O'Connor. He brutally beat the sparring partner and then got to the bottom of the case. He ignored the jokes until the bully made a joke about Case's mom. The Cobra was saved from the massacre by Brody, who came to the hall with one pizza box for the whole crowd. Wait, Brody. Come on, I'll burn calories in training. Coach Matt doesn't like that some guy is coaching Brody instead of him. Cobra finally begged the newcomer to come out against him in a cage.
What's going on?
Old school versus new. Brody doesn't believe in his friend. In between, he rolls eggs to his per-woman, although his wife and 2 children are waiting for him at home. Everyone is sure that this pensioner will be taken away by ambulance now. But the Cobra can't even hit it. And then the Case got down to business. First, he broke the Cobra with his knee into the body, then added a hara from the elbow. A powerful blow to the nipple threw the Cobra to the net. The remnants of health and self-esteem, the Case knocked out with a powerful blow from both hands so that the mouthpiece flew out. The ambulance did arrive, but the Cobra had to be taken to the hospital. The next day, Kay was going to invite Brody to practice, but he was already having fun in his room with 2 girls. And he's not going to change his plans. Vega entered the hall, accompanied by security guards. The businessman is dissatisfied with the fact that some guy broke 3 ribs of his fighter. He recognized Case Walker. They used to have some kind of joint business, and Vega offered him to take the vacant place. But Case isn't going to mess with that asshole again. And he also didn't like that he and Misha were touching each other in a strange way. Taj wanted to show himself in front of the promoter. Case agreed to become a pair for the boy for a while, but he could not demonstrate anything interesting, and Vega left the hall. Taj and his friend Rich persuaded Case to teach them. Sensei told them how to hit so that the opponent would get very hurt. See. Stop it. After giving a couple more tips, Case ordered to put 500 punches and kicks on the board. Brody is worried that the Psycho is still hitting on him. But instead of training, he again found something more interesting to do: answer questions from journalists. During the interview, they all turned their attention to the turnstile man, who tied a pancake to himself for the barbell. The per-woman realized that Case was showing off on purpose so that sports journalists would write about him as well. Immediately, Misha asked to go on a date with a big guy. Before that, he dynamited her because the woman works for Vega. The promoter himself ran over Brody. Because he doesn't train at all. In this case, Vega will pump up the fighter with all kinds of prohibited chemicals. Before the date, Misha immediately showed her daughter and began to ask the big guy why he was in jail. She's already run the information on it. After all, she has a child. But Case was offended and left Misha alone. Brody found out from the coach that Case went on a date with Misha and for some reason was very angry with him for it. The blonde called a friend into the ring and viciously attacked him. Embittered, Brody threw Case on the mat and began to beat him from above. The fighters tried to take each other on pain until the Case got in the head and also got angry. Returning to the stand, he marked the star so that he could no longer defend himself. Brody got offended and ran away from the ring. Vega was even more upset. Damn it. This bastard beat up the second fighter for me. He ordered his man to dig up some dirt on Case. The big guy himself continues to mess with the guys from the hall. Misha is not proud, so she found Case again and said that he was the man of her dreams. She will accept even a criminal into her family. After all, he's so cool. Case's mood lifted. He invited Brody to a restaurant to make up. Case started talking about a fight against a psycho, but Brody is constantly in the clouds. The guy apologized for yesterday. He was going to drag Misha into bed himself, but his friend just beat him to it. And then, I'm married. So you remember that. Great. Brody asked his coaches to make up and Case let him train in his homeless corner. Brody finally decided to sweat and start preparing for an important fight. He worries that he may not be approved for health insurance because of the chemistry that he used to take. Whatever you took before you went to Thailand, you've already done it. Don't think about it. In the ring during a training fight, the scream was specifically piled up and also viciously beaten when he could no longer resist. All this time, a poor Thai woman was training in the gym. Creech treated her well, and the girl wanted to avenge him. She entered the ring and showed the newcomer what high-quality Thai boxing is. Kozlina was knocked out by a powerful blow from the elbow.
Don't shy away. Block only close blows.
After the date, Misha found out that the case had been sublimated for the last 7 years. So she didn't risk leaving it at her place for the night. Soon the businessman dug up something on the case. A video of him beating up racist cops. This video appeared in all social networks. Vega is desperate. He invested a lot of money in the future fight, but for some reason, he did not interest my fans. Fans don't need James wandering around, that's the thing. He's baked. The promoter remembered Casey Walker. He became very popular after the leaked video. The journalists came to him right in the bedbugs. Misha beat off her man and moved into a rich house. The rent is paid by Mr. Vega. The two immediately went into the bedroom to crumple the sheets. When Case returned to the gym, he saw that Brody was practicing leg grabbing with some local sambo wrestler. He appears out of nowhere and is already training the main contender. Case's gut didn't let him down. Sambo wrestler overdid it and injured Brody's knee. He can forget about the ring for the next 3 months, but Brody is worried not even because of the fight, but because he will have to pay for treatment. From the first day of training, he was on steroids, which is why he will be denied insurance. But then it turned out that this cool guy secretly replaced his friend's steroids with baby aspirin. Brody believed in the power of placebo and put himself in great shape even without any chemistry. Vega came to Case and said that the fight would take place after all. It's just that he will fight Braga instead of Brody. And he'll get $1 million for it. Half now, half after the fight. That's a huge pile of money. And Case agreed without hesitation. Now he is welcomed in the hall as the main star. Cheating on his wife with a damaged leg is inconvenient, so Brody finally remembered about his family. During the training, Case noticed a frustrated Taj. He believes that the big guy betrayed his principles since he agreed to fight for Vega. After all, he used to say that he would never do it. And then Misha led him to certain thoughts.
For Vega, Brody's injury came in handy.
Case knocked down the lock on the sambo wrestler's locker and, finding his phone, read the messages. His suspicions were confirmed. This dude really broke Brody on Vega's orders. The sambo wrestler started bullying and stood up, but Case was not up to him. He needs to figure out how to take revenge on Vega so that he loses his money. But for now, his friends persuaded him to continue training in order to defeat the giant Braga. To do this, Case asked to hang the pair higher. The day of the duel has come. Vega is delighted, a full house is expected. The businessman plans to earn at least $30 million for the fight. Just changed the downed pilot Brody James to Rambo from the internet. After getting out of the car, the poor woman announced that she was quitting. After all, Brody is such a cool guy, she felt sorry for the kind man. Nishenko also came from the gym to watch the fight. That's just the girl transformed. It turned out that she pretended to be a dirty stinker so that guys wouldn't bother her. Tony Jaa also came to watch the fight. After posing for the camera, he hugged Case like a family and admitted that he is a fan of his.
He thought you were Cuba Gooding Jr. He loves snow dogs.
Before the fight, Case began to think very hard about something. He thought and finally came up with an idea. Right at the cage, Case decided to annoy Braga. If you're so meek, why did it take you 2 punches to knock out your wife? The psycho attacked the opponent, but Kay began to sweep him, as if a healthy pair was still hanging in front of him. The giant finally grabbed the briefcase and threw it on the table. Our hero was about to break his arm, but then Braga turned on the berserker mode and knocked out Case. Beggar undressed. The fight was equal until Braga broke the case with all his might in the balls. He tore off the opponent's t-shirt and then sent him to a knockdown. The Karate Kid got rid of the gloves and broke Braga's rib with the first blow. Each subsequent blow is accompanied by a terrible crunch of broken bones. After that, Case threw the carcass over himself, and when Braga stood up, he effectively finished off with a kick in a jump. That's how the psycho was brutally beaten outside the cage. Vega threatens to drag Case through the courts for a thwarted fight. But Misha framed the former boss and tracked the money transfer to the Sambo wrestler for causing injury. So he faces much bigger problems. For some reason, all the spectators were completely delighted, although they never saw a normal fight.